Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be trying out the new and improved Lumberjack inside of this Lumberjack double prince deck. And it's safe to say the Lumberjack is a little bit crazy since the balancing changes just came out earlier today, and a lot of people have been using them inside of their decks. So let's try using him alongside the double prince. As you can see, I brought a couple of other standard cards as well: the poison, the zap, the musketeer, really staple cards inside of almost every deck, and then the cannon for defense, as well as the guards that are super strong. So this is sort of just one of the most basic decks I can make, except for the double prince part. And seeing as our opponent started off with an elixir collector, that's actually going to give me a little bit of time to build up a pretty solid push. Now, of course, the bowler does not knock back those princes, so instantly that tower is going to be absolutely destroyed. Looks like it will assassinate my musketeer from the very back. Again, the bowler did just get changed in the most recent balancing changes as well, and I'm going to try him out inside of a couple of decks. Personally, I think he's a really strong, so expect to see a lot of bowler coming up sometime soon. But there it goes, very first tower of the game within the first like 30 seconds. And seeing as we had a little bit of a dead pause, I went ahead and dropped my poison spell. So things are looking pretty good. I can just sit back on defense with my cannon. I've got the musketeer, the guards. I can defend against pretty much anything using this deck, and then just wait to get the right rotation to go on offense. And since he has that elixir collector up there, check out what I'm going to do with my musketeer. I'll play my musketeer right in the top right hand corner, so it should be able to get at least a couple of shots off on the elixir collector before moving to his lumberjack, which honestly is going to do absolutely nothing. And yeah, this is going really well so far. The bowler does not knock back the prince, so that's a perfect counter right there. I'll drop my lumberjack right after, and that's actually going to help shove my prince down the lane before, unfortunately, they run into that giant. But the giant's going to get cut down. You can see how fast my lumberjack is hitting with those changes. They made it so he attacks extremely fast now. For some reason, my Wi-Fi started messing up. That's probably because I'm in Zimbabwe, in Africa, and I can't really blame Zimbabwe on the zap spell. That was just my bad for being garbage. But let's continue on. Looks like he has an Ice Wizard on defense. The Ice Wizard did get an HP nerf in the most recent balancing changes as well, so keep that in mind. He's going to be a little bit easier to deal with. Musketeer in the back to start yet another push as he goes for that elixir collector. And honestly, double elixir is where I feel like this deck shines. Once you can get the lumberjack down and both of the princes, I decided to go for the poison spell instead of the dark prince inside of this one. This is where you really get a crazy amount of damage. Take a look at the prince inside of that rage spell, just going absolutely crazy against that giant. Even with the zap spell, he's going to do work. I'm going to zap the tower as well, and my musketeer is rapid firing away on his crown tower, and that tower is now all the way down to 943. Now his own lumberjack is going to come crushing his way towards my tower. It is going to die pretty far away from the rest of his troops, so he's not going to get that added benefit of the rage. And since he played a pretty bad musketeer right there, I'm just going to drop my lumberjack as well as my guards, try to go for the third crown with only 12 seconds left. It doesn't look like it's going to happen due to the lack of time right here. We're going to get really close with that poison spell, but still with 4 seconds left, our musketeer is going to lock onto the bowler instead, and that's going to wrap up the game. So one big push with our double prince combo ended up winning that for us within the very first minute of the game. So a pretty convincing 38 crown win, and you can see the changes to all the cards that I mentioned earlier inside of this gameplay. The dark prince got a buff inside of the most recent update. The prince got a minor buff inside of the most recent update. The zap spell did get changed, but again, it still serves such a strong use inside of the game. I don't see it really meaning too much as far as that nerf goes, but still looks like my opponent's going to go for a hog freeze, a naked hog freeze, guys. I never recommend that. So the naked hog freeze is going to get shut down, and now we've got double prince on the left. He's got a mini P.E.K.K.A that's going to die after maybe one hit on the tower on the right, but take a look at his tower. He has no elixir to defend against this push. He plays some goblins, and I'm not sure why my dark prince isn't killing those goblins with his AoE, but still, I digress. We're going to take the very first tower of the game, and at this point, I'm just going for 3 crowns. This guy obviously is a little bit upset. You can see the angry faces right there, but my musketeer is going to keep doing work. My poison spell is going to burn that tower down, and at this point, things are looking pretty amazing going into the rest of the game. We had a strong double prince push after he got really aggressive on offense. I don't ever recommend starting with hog freeze and without any supporting cards, because he spent 8 elixir and he got like 900 to 1,000 damage off of my tower, but then he had literally nothing to show for it, and we had a chance to go for a massive counter push and take out his tower in like half a second. Now again, he's going to go for the hog freeze push with nothing surrounding it. This time he does have the minion horde though, which makes it hard for me to do any damage due to those minions. I don't have the arrows, which would be nice inside of this deck. I have the zap spell instead. And since he has that mini P.E.K.K.A, I'm just going to drop my Musketeer. At this point, I'm giving up my left-hand tower. I could have played my Lumberjack or something different and maybe saved my tower, but I'm not too worried about it because his tower's all the way down to 921. And I know that even if he takes that tower, I'm only 3 poison spells away from winning this game. I'm hoping he doesn't make it difficult, so I have to use all 3 poison spells, but if he does, he does. If he dies, he dies. So we'll keep going, and we'll start poisoning that down pretty soon, especially now that we're in double elixir. We can really start making it rain as far as these poison spells go. So Lumberjack plus the Prince plus a poison spell. The Lumberjack's going to get close to the tower, but the minion horde is going to kill him. And look at my Prince. My Prince is actually going to chase this Hog Rider with the Rage, which is ridiculous. And I draw my Musketeer. I'm just trying my best to start shooting that tower down. At this point, I don't care. I know the game is over, but he's sort of just prolonging the inevitable. As he freezes my guards as well as my King Tower, that's going to do absolutely nothing because the guards are still going to take so long to die. And with 30 seconds left, Hog Rider on the right, the Prince should be able to stop that on defense. Zap Spell for those minions right there. And maybe 1 or 2 more pushes should be able to wrap up this game as my Prince makes his way down the lane. So at this point, he's a dead man walking. Poison spell on the right. I just got to make sure I don't get cheesed in the right-hand lane so that he doesn't get a free tower or anything like that. Musketeer is going to go down as well to kill that princess. His P.E.K.K.A is going to die. The Musketeer actually goes for the right-hand tower. So with 261 HP left, a cannon will stop the Hog Rider. He's just dropping angry faces over and over again because he knows this game is over. The Prince is going to start charging his way towards the tower. And even with those fire spirits, that's going to wrap up the end of the game. So a game that took a little bit longer than it should have. I sort of trolled by not defending that left-hand tower because I knew I was going to get the 3-crown victory sooner than later after I calculated it was only 3 poison spells. But 34 trophies for this Lumberjack double Prince deck. Let's go ahead and check out one more battle and see if we can wrap it up with another clean win. Now, the thing about this deck is that it really is sort of hard sometimes to decide what you want to play first. Normally, the guards aren't a card you would want to play first inside of a deck, but in this case, we have to do it. So let's play the Dark Prince. I was hoping to play my Lumberjack sooner, but for some reason, my connection made it so the Lumberjack went down like a second after I wanted it to. Again, I'm in the middle of Africa right now, so that's sort of excusable. Rage Spell is going to go down after the Lumberjack dies. Dark Prince is going to get a decent chunk out of that tower, all the way down to 1888, and things are shaping up pretty well so far in this game. Now, of course, cannon to stop that Hog Rider. I've got my own Musketeer as well, which should stop his Musketeer. And with only 2 shots, actually 3 shots off against the tower, not going to be a terrible trade. And we can sort of focus from now on just going for that right-hand tower and maybe even dropping a poison spell on that collector. I was thinking about doing the poison spell, but honestly, things are going to be okay. A really nice Valkyrie by him that's going to be able to clean up both of my troops. But still, things are fine. His tower is already sort of low. He's already showed me all of his cards inside of his deck. So I know that the cannon is his primary form of defense as well as the Valkyrie. So just making sure I get enough big enough push to crush through those. He's actually going to drop an elixir collector, and this is where I'm going to get some really good value. So that first elixir collector that he dropped, we ended up stealing 1 elixir from that, and then on this elixir collector on the top left, I believe we're going to end up stealing like 5 elixir that would have been made out of it. So a 4 for, I guess, 6 trade plus some tower damage right there. Not going to bore you guys to death with the Molt math, but that ended up being a really good trade for us, and it should help propel us to win this game going forward. So 1 minute and 15, Rage Spell is going to go down. Take a look at my Prince as he's going absolutely ham against all of those skeletons. He's going to stab down that Musketeer, and with the Rage Spell, he's going to do work on that tower from the Lumberjack, bringing it to 372, and you guys know what that means. Poison Spell range has been activated. I can just drop a Poison Spell on top of it, and even if this one doesn't kill it, a single zap will be able to wrap up this game and mean GG. Alright, so meanwhile, he plays another Elixir Collector. Definitely don't recommend that when there's only 50 seconds left in the game. A Valkyrie in the right-hand lane means he's getting ready for a big push. I'm going to go for my own push down the left-hand lane. We've got the Lumberjack, the Prince, the Guards, as well as the Musketeer. An absolutely massive push. My own Zap Spell is going to kill that tower on the left, or on the right. Meanwhile, on the left, my Prince has locked onto the tower alongside the Musketeer. Look at the damage on the left-hand lane as that tower goes absolutely all the way down. And that should be able to wrap it up for this game and give us a nice 2-crown-to-1 victory. He tried his best on the right, but we're going to be able to stop that push dead in its tracks. And that should be it for this one. With 12 seconds left, we've got a double Prince push going again down the lane. I feel like P.E.K.K.A double Prince is probably strong too right now, so I'll probably play that inside of another video. But some solid wins today using this deck, and a fun deck to play using Lumberjack. I still don't know exactly how to play him just yet. I feel like There's some mix of cards that I haven't figured out just yet. I don't think anyone's figured out that just yet. That is going to be like a crazy strong deck with the Lumberjack. But still, if you guys want to try this one out, it's a really basic double Prince Lumberjack deck. You got the Lumberjack, both Princes, the Guard, the two best spells in the game, the Poison spell and the Zap, the Cannon for defense, and the Musketeer for any air units you might encounter. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have a way to play the Lumberjack, just drop me a comment in the comment section below. If you don't have a Lumberjack, then I will insert a cry emoji for your tears. I feel your pain on my Chief Pat 2 account. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.